Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production.
The show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/awesomecast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I really don't want to say Twitter now, jeez. But anyways, on the social media, Sorgatron, all the places where you can see where I've gotten my latest head injury in professional wrestling videography, for instance, today. But with me also is from the iPhoneography podcast, Dave Potter is with us.
And thanks for having me on, Sorg. Always glad to be here.
You are like the consummate pitch hitter on this show. Whenever we're like, hey, everybody else is out, like Dave is fucking in. Oh, wait, which show is this? Is effing in. Whatever, we get one. It's PG-13. But no, Chilla is doing Chilla things. I know he's been traveling a lot for business and meetings and stuff. But Katie is enjoying Florida right now. She's at a conference with the Jagoff for their EMS client, and everything. But yeah,
hopefully enjoying Florida. Hopefully she's in a place that didn't get hit with tropical storms. I saw pictures of her on the beach, so it can't be that bad.
Oh yeah, she seemed to be doing fine with that. I think she's gonna have some tech stories for when she comes back, from what she was telling me this morning about a mishap that she had. I'm gonna say I'm excited for it, because it's like, oh no, this was a problem, but this is how I solved it, kind of thing. And again, she's a bit of a road warrior, as we've been doing this a lot over the last several years, which I think that's fun. I love problem solving, like when you're like in the middle of nowhere and, oh God, I need this, what can I do? And living in this day and age where it's like, okay, will Walmart deliver to me? Is there an Instacart? How quick can Amazon get me this thing to a locker somewhere or something like that? The thing I love about traveling and doing events and live productions is the problem solving, right? And sometimes flying without a net, as I always call it when we do live streaming, like we do here on Tuesdays. But yeah, like and I love hearing like, oh, hey, I did this and I solved it this way. I was like, you couldn't have done that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? So it's really kind of interesting doing traveling in a post-COVID world, especially. And as I always say, I love living in the future. But anyways. And sometimes it's the same old problems. Let's get into our awesome things of the week. And I'm going to do it. Yeah, there we go. I thought something was off in my ears. Hello, I'm a little louder now. Anyways, let's get into our awesome things. Let's go with yours, Mr. Potter.
Okay. Yes, this is now I was looking for a food tracker app. And there's tons out there, literally. Probably definitely hundreds, maybe thousands out there, because everyone wants to food track. Everyone has a fitness goal or something else going on.
Sure.
And there's ones out there I tried, but there's a couple, some of the other ones were like, oh, you want to be able to scan a barcode. Well, you need to be a subscriber for that. And I'm like, anything that adds friction makes it harder. And if it's harder, eventually you'll get annoyed and you'll stop doing it.
Okay.
So to me, I want to make it as easy as possible. And I wanted some more data. So I came across Cronometer. It's CRONO meter. And it's free. And of course, there's additional, there's a paid version and a free version. But there's a subscription to it. I do the free one. So the nice thing is that it does have where you can scan a barcode and it just puts it in, makes it easy. You can find things very easy. But the other thing I really like about it, and I'm going to show my screen here, is on top here of your daily diary, you have the calorie count you can do, including fat, carbs, protein, everything else. But also by sliding over, you have more data. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
So you can do like fiber, iron, vitamin A. So you can get more details on what you're looking at here. And it kind of gives you a overall circle here. Nope. There we go. Where you can see how much you consumed, how much you burned, and how much you have remaining. And you can do it where for your burned, it shows your exercise, but it doesn't add to it.
Okay.
Which is something that some things is like, oh, I burned 200 calories. So it adds that to your, the amount that you can eat that day. And that's where people run the problems because they're like, well, I just did a walk that I burned 200 calories, so I can eat 200 more. And then all of a sudden people go, well, I've been exercising and I haven't lost any weight. Yeah, because you're eating more and you're not really, you got to cut your calories. So it has again, I like it because it's easy to add. You just hit the little plus button up here. You can add your food. It does go in with Apple Health. So it basically reads the exercise I do and brings it in directly. It does have under a Discover here, a report tab that gives you it's like I'm working on a weatherman going backwards here. You can see like this is the weekly average.
Yeah.
So you get a feel for, how many calories I burned on average and everything I've done on average here. Now, this is also where it gets to, that's the last 7 days. If I want to do the last 2 weeks, the last 4 weeks, all time, that's when you got to go up to the gold level. But it still gives you a lot more information than a lot of other trackers give you, including the macronutrients and the highlighted targets, especially the fiber. If you're like, okay, so I want to make sure I have my fiber for the day, and I want to make sure I hit my big nutrients in addition to the macros. It gives me a way to look at it because a lot of the other trackers I noticed, if you want to have that next level, that was the paid subscription. And if I didn't have another option, I would have done it. But this one, it works pretty good. It's quick. The camera works great. So all you got to do is scan the UPC symbol and it pops up and it says, okay, well, here's information we have. And here's the the FDA information from their database. So you can select which one you want to select. It's easy to change portion sizes. So it'll say, well, like from a label, it'll say, oh, your portion size is boom, this many calories or this many ounces. And you can say, I want more or less. So it's really easy to use. And I think it gives you a decent amount of information coming out.
It's nice to see. So this is as supported for right now. So did you say what features and it looks like it's about $4.95 a month. What did it say for the monthly? I think it's probably like $10 if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't looked, to be honest.
It just popped up a second ago. I only caught the one. So that's it's not bad. So that's it's like $55 a year. So this is interesting. So I actually this goes along with I just did something today that's going to lead to my tips here later, where I just deleted like all my any health and fitness apps that I'm not using because a lot of them are. I'll get to that in a second. So now you've given me another one because this is something I have not solved, is having an app that I'm happy with doing this. And my problem with MyFitnessPal was you paid like $100 a year and gave you access to things. All I wanted the UPC thing, but it gives you all this other stuff like recipes and this and in workouts, and I'm like, I don't need all this, So I was paying so much more for stuff I really didn't get around to using for the first year that I used it. Now I know Missy's using it and she's doing, we remember her breathalyzer, her vape. I always bug her about that she takes every day. That we talked about a couple weeks ago, the Leveler app or something like that.
Yeah.
So she's a little more integrated with it, so that's kind of nice, and she's even talking about the intricacies there between those. So I like that this is simple. I'm really curious to see as I get in here because it's always MyFitnessPal always had the best catalog of food I confessed to Missy a few weeks ago, like what I really want is an app that takes a picture of food and accurately tells me what the heck this is. Especially when I'm like somewhere where there's a breakfast buffet, for instance, would be nice. Then like, I don't know, I had 2 pieces of bacon. I don't know how many scrambled eggs is this? I don't know, kind of thing. Or you just do it.
I'm surprised there isn't one.
Yeah,
just the AI.
No, there are, but some of them
Okay.
don't really work too well. I downloaded one that I don't think I got around to using, and I think it was a pay to kind of test that feature. So, but I like, as I was saying, like this is coming. It will be coming. I've downloaded this. I'm going to try it out. I signed it up for it.
Yeah.
So why not? Since I just cleared a bunch of apps off of my thing, anyways.
Might as well add it on.
Yeah. I just like, well, yeah. Let's make some room for some new stuff. I'm reprioritizing life and getting rid of the bullying apps. For instance. So, yeah. So that's it's. I want to say it's Cronometer. What's that? Cronometer. That sounds better. Than Cronometer, and I'm guessing that's the fancier way to say it, but yeah, no. So you can check out it's Cronometer.com, Cronometer, how you want to say .com. There is an Android version of it, from the looks of things here. It does seem like it interfaces with your Apple Watch, so I'm kind of curious what that looks like. And I hate things that don't go that. It feels like so many apps are, and it looks like it has a, oh, there it is. It's already synced to my thing. I just got to log into my mobile device to use it's Cronometer. I'm logged in and it still says I'm logged out. I don't know what that's about. So that'll have to,
it probably just needs to,
just regular Apple issues, Apple Watch issues.
Yeah.
No, this is cool. And I like it as one app that does it. And I, I'm kind of feeling like piecemealing things might be a little more appropriate then. Are there widgets for this thing? That's the other question, because one thing I liked with MyFitnessPal towards the end was finding out that there were widgets to put on your kind of load screen.
You know what?
These are the biggest things. So you do have, and I will.
You have your calories remain. You can add food.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to share this over so we can
water tracking, which I don't really do.
That's exactly what we're looking for here. So I can't remember how to add things.
Just hold and wait for it to jiggle. Hit the plus on the upper left.
Hit the jiggle, so I hit the jiggle. No. Edit home
screen. Hold down on the screen till it jiggles. And
I got the jiggle. I got my jiggle on.
Okay. Plus on the upper left. Plus on the upper left.
I hit something else apparently.
Oh.
Edit your home screen. Hit the plus.
There we go.
Exciting podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. So we can go down to Cronometer, and you got your options. Let's go ahead and just do the big one and see what it looks like. And I'd like to put this up at the top where I had the other one, and it can tell me what I've been doing for the day. So
there's actually one that even takes more with the highlighted nutrition.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
Did I not dig into enough options here?
It's the next one over. If you
there's a lot of options. Look, you got calories remaining. You add food, add fast. Oh, you can do fasting in this?
That's a paid one. That's one of the paid ones. If you want to do fasting, it's the paid option.
Have the water. So I've just replaced the widgets that MyFitnessPal was adding for a lot cheaper. If I go the paid version of this, that's pretty fantastic. So there you go. Right off the bat, I've already replaced that, and I deleted that stuff this morning. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for that.
Just got another one.
Fill into my. I deleted like 10 apps. It was anything that gives me a notification that I have not responded to in as long as I can remember. Delete the app. Just I'm done. This isn't working for me. I'm breaking up with you. That's basically the thing. It's like I'm breaking up with these apps and that I'm in a bad relationship with. I don't know. I've been thinking about this a lot since the Duolingo story last week. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just, you're not even just like, and games, in games I silence, notifications on most of the games, especially if they're like kind of a freemium thing. But even Apple Arcade has freemium tendencies because some of them are converted. Everybody wants you to come back to their app, and it's like you don't need that in your life. You don't need the noise in your life, and that's what you need to take out. I got enough noise just with my messages. With business that like I'll get something that ruins my day. How do I manage that? I've been trying to figure that part out. So, but anyways, no, that's good. Cronometer and Cronometer.
That works.
So my awesome thing is the throwback. Man, it was a good first week of August. If you like old school things, and it's not these toys that I'm holding up here. This is kind of representative of what I'm about to talk about here. As you see my awesome Ninja Turtles. You see the Spock one there? I love that there's like an actual straight up Spock one right there.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that great? Katie's mom grabbed me for this. I think for my birthday it was. I'm here in the office because I think they're awesome. Because I love these. I had like some of these are patterns straight off of the original Ninja Turtles when they started doing costumes. Like this space Raph is like, they updated it for the new movie Raph, but it's basically the same thing style wise. I love it. So I did a lot of binging over the weekend since I had literally nothing to do. I'm in a dry spell as far as like events go, at least plenty to edit, but weekend events have been kind of dry for a spell. So I've been catching up on my TV stuff, and it was a good week because Ninja Turtles, Tales of Ninja Turtles was on. It's about 13 episodes, I think it was. 2 story arcs, and very, very good if you enjoyed the movie. Obviously, this is a 2D version of it. It's, again, got that kind of... it has that like that rough sketch kind of feel to it. It's got most of the voices. It got at least the turtle voices in April.
Oh, wow.
They didn't get Splinter, but they have some fun. They are like dancing around the fact that they don't have Splinter's voice, Jackie Chan on this, and it's fun the way they do it. And it's like, oh, we definitely didn't pay for this, so he's just going to do this. And then at one point, we just voice over him for a while. Again, 2 story arcs, and most of them like they're basically like. In both arcs, the turtles get separated, and it's them dealing with not being with their brothers and having to deal with the situation. So I'm really excited. It was really good. It was really fun. And again, that really cool style. I like this new kind of the take on the turtles that they've been doing, and really enjoying that. And then the other one is Batman Caped Crusader. That's on Amazon Prime. I dropped my $3 to get rid of ads. We'll talk about how we're dealing with that later in the show in our awesome tip of the week. It is, if you enjoyed Batman the Animated Series and you maybe enjoyed the
you mean the best Batman?
The best Batman. Well, you may have a new contender for that. This is Bruce Timm, who is behind the original Batman the Animated Series and so many series since like the Superman 90s Superman, Justice League, like that whole run. Still does some animated movies from now and then. He's on those, and you can probably tell if you watch them by the style and voices. Usually with Kevin Conroy. But this is a when you watch the animated series, there was like it was always sketchy what year it was. Like there's tech, but the cars are like older, like 40s, 50s, 30s. I'm not entirely sure.
It was very Art Deco-y.
Yeah, it was very Art
Deco-y, including like you said, the vehicles had that. They were, especially like the gangster ones. They were like 1930s caddies with the front on it like that, and you were like, oh hey, there's computers here.
Yes, but there's computers. Yes. So this one, if you got confused by that, but you love the Art Deco stuff, what if it just entirely took place in the 40s? Without question. And there's not a computer to be seen in this thing. It's definitely the first year. They're definitely doing different takes on some things that are more styled over the 40s. There's Barbara. I don't want too spoilery, but Barbara's a DA, or not a DA. What's the other? Defense. What's the provided defense that they do?
Public defender.
Public defender. Yes, thank you. Harvey Dent is a great. They actually Dietrich Baker, who usually does the voice for Batman in some of the other series like Brave and the Bold, does Harvey Dent in this one. Love what it's so like it's more grounded, and it's definitely feels more like that 40s. Like it feels like they're taking the original Batman concepts in this. Batman's a straight asshole in this thing. Like he does not call. Like you're watching the first few episodes and you're like, he doesn't call Alfred. He calls him Pennyworth. And you're just like, wait a minute, like he's Alfred. He's his dad, basically, right? There's like a lot of different takes on that. Some of the characters are different. Catwoman's obviously that old, like 1940s, like, you know, impossibly in a dress and high heels doing the stuff, right? Kind of deal. There's a lot of play with Bruce.
Now, I have seen clips of a new Batman. I think this is the one. I've only seen clips. I haven't seen the whole thing. Is this where the Penguin is? I don't want to give too much away, but I think it's already given away.
Oh yeah,
female Penguin.
Yeah, female Penguin.
Okay.
And yeah, there's, I appreciate a lot what they did with this. It's again very grounded. There's a couple supernatural-esque episodes, but it's also like him dealing with that, right? You know, because he's like based in fact and everything. Like, we don't get his training and where all that stuff came from or anything like that. He's year one, but not year one, if that makes sense. So there's no bat signal. There's a really good quick spot at near the end about communicating with Batman, and it's not what you think it's going to be. Yeah.
I mean, it was from, and correct me if I'm wrong, Detective Comics. So Batman was a private detective, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
You know, so that makes sense going back to that, especially given the break of the was it the Dark Knight Rises movie, the one that was filmed here, where they hacked into everyone's cell phones to get a 3D image of all the rooms and everything going on.
That's
it was like
super crazy high tech thing.
Yeah.
So it's I think they're already greenlit for a season 2 on this thing. Definitely worthwhile. If you have, I think if you listen to this show, you probably already have Amazon Prime. I'm putting the $3 in to get rid of that those ads. I'm actually binging a lot of Amazon Prime right now that I've been putting off. So, but yeah, that's my awesome thing. Batman and Turtles, great new series, great new takes in both cases, and I'm really appreciating it as a lifelong fan of both. Okay, so lifelong. So since Ninja Turtles premiered on my television in the 80s, definitely been a fan of that. And then also Batman from I was watching the 60s show growing up.
Oh yeah. Now, quick question. Or quick question for you. Are you shocked it's on Amazon Prime and not Max?
Not knowing how Warner Brothers Discovery is behaving lately, not surprised. Yeah,
and it's probably a positive thing it's on Amazon Prime,
which means it's case it'll get canceled
because they're paying Warner Brothers Discovery to produce it instead of Warner Brothers Discovery doing internal stuff and then canceling for tax reasons.
Yeah, it's like I don't trust Max to do anything now. So they're like, oh, is it premiering this? I'll love a first season of it and then not get my hopes up. So even Netflix has been not too bad with that. Hey, speaking of old stuff, Cobra Kai, just watch that stuff too. The new half season they dropped. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Everybody that does support us. We are live on the Patreon feed as well. You got the notifications. We put the tweets out today. I actually got ahead of things. I'm just starting to do setup like an hour before the show now. I'm not cramming it. We're just taking our time. And I skipped my nap. So we'll see how the second show goes. But thank you, everybody that does support the show at patreon.com/awesomecast. You do get a extra Patreon that we will talk about stuff we maybe don't want to take up out on the air. I think I want to talk... Oh, I don't know if I even want to talk about some stuff. I'm trying to keep the stuff that's not good news on the Patreon that we have opinions about, and I've always wanted this show to be the positive show, as much as we can. I just posted a clip today of me bitching about the Xfinity app. So, anyways, but thank you everybody that does support this show and helping keeping the lights on and the servers running here. Friends at the Coffee Club level, CNT Klosky, and at the Family Show level, Michael Fedor, John DeGore, and Dave Potter, spouse of Bruce Julia Fair at RuceJuliaFair.com. You you guys support the show too. Patreon.com/AwesomeCast. And if not there, please, of course, subscribe on all the social medias. We have a lot of clips out. If you maybe can't get to the full hour show every week, because we're all very, very busy, make sure you follow us on things like YouTube for shorts and Instagram and over on TikTok. And you're definitely going to get bits of the show in your feed. So you can still stay in touch with us, even if you're not listening to the full hour show, because I know how people's lives are these days, and we all like the ticky-talkies. So anyways, let's get into the back half of this. Dave, Apple, yes, maybe if you're well, actually, I know the Patreon supporters are getting notification on this, but I know I am as a creator. So what's going on with Patreon, as we just gave the ad for Patreon?
Well, basically, Apple warned Patreon and said, if someone subscribes through your app, we're taking our 30% cut, as Apple does.
Okay.
You pay for anything through an app, an in-app purchase inside the app, Apple takes its cut. Well, they weren't doing it to Patreon. I'm not sure why they weren't doing it to Patreon, but they weren't. Well, they're going to start. So they're going to take their 30% cut if you subscribe through the app. So Patreon has a dilemma. So they're going to, of course, so if it could be that, they're going to have to give 30% to Apple.
Let me get ahead of you, Dave, because there's no dilemma. There's no dilemma. It's very clear, because all of us, as we logged into Patreon, at least today, I logged into all 3 of our Patreon accounts and got the same notification. And basically is up to the creator and letting us know about this fact that, and again, I'm not lamenting about Apple taking their 30%. To me, I didn't even know you could contribute via the app. I had no idea. So, and most of our Patreons on this and the other show are like $5, so so people are going to pay an extra 30 cents, I guess. But you have an option as a creator, to, eat the 30% or put the 30% on the subscriber. I feel if you are an Apple user, you are used to this and seeing a 30% markup when you hit that subscribe button on there. I personally think it's an issue where they can't tell you can. I think it's an issue, and I think the EU may have had a thing about this. I think it's an issue if you have an option to hit subscribe on the app, it doesn't tell you it would be cheaper on their website. Right. That I have a problem with. I like that that rule and that that lack of transparency is an issue for me. But if you listen to this show, I think you're smart enough to know the difference. And if you want the convenience, and to me it's a convenience fee, I gladly hit the button on Apple for a couple of things, because I just want to be able to have it handled easier, right?
Right. And that way you don't have to put your credit card or
just one
debit
less
card
thing,
for someone else. It's more secure.
I'm trying to kind of curtail my finances a little easier and say everything through Apple comes through the source, so I don't have any surprises, because I'm trying to get rid of surprises here. So if I can hit it there, I just need to make sure I have the money here every month and I'm good to go. And it helps me focus on, okay, what do we have? And the dog has something to say, obviously.
Yes, he does.
But anyways, you get a notification. It says, are you going to put this on them? Or are you going to eat it? And, and so to me, I think my audience is smart enough to know they don't need to go through the app. I don't think anybody does go through the app, honestly. That we have. I don't know if there's a notification on there that they are. I have not seen it as somebody who manages 3 Patreons.
Also, it's also saying Apple's requiring Patreon switch to their iOS in-app purchases. So it doesn't look like it says Apple's requiring us to switch over to their in-app purchase system for all iOS transactions. So,
again,
like you said, my question is,
what were they getting away with before now? That's my question.
They weren't charging them 30%.
No, they weren't charging 30%, but I didn't know that you could even I didn't know that you could use it without. I thought it was simply you go to the website, you sign up, it's how Amazon used to run, where you don't buy digital things for the app, and who knows where you get it, guys? And you have to figure it out for yourself. Let me go to my member profile and see what's going on.
Well, also it says if you're an existing person, you're not affected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only new people that will.
So it doesn't even affect my users. Okay, it doesn't even affect my users.
No.
So that's fine with me.
It says it will only affect new members purchased in the iOS app from November onward. So if you don't do Patreon through
cat, I think the cat unplugged your microphone or muted you. What is happening? You've had a catastrophe in your show. You're still out. You're still out. Uh-oh. Well, while he's figuring that out, I'm gonna kind of here's like a show that I follow at AIW up in Cleveland. They have a and I did not. It says continue through PayPal, so that's interesting. It's not through their thing. They've been just having a button that go through PayPal. I want to know how they were getting away with this until now. That unless they maybe slipped this in under the EU kind of situation. But there it is. So I don't know if I should have shown. I mean, it's my email address for my PayPal and stuff. Dave, are you back? No, you're not back. I don't know what's happening there. I don't think it's on my side. Yeah, double check that your microphone is going on there.
Okay,
hey, was it the
she
cat?
actually keyboard? It was a keyboard. I was looking for the setting through Zoom, and she actually hit the function key. Somehow she hit the function key or the mute key.
That cat is so smart. It did a function mute.
She is.
A function mute. It says this podcast. Your cat is bored with your podcast. Pay attention to me.
She's too much. She's too much.
Oh,
she's too much.
Well, anyways.
Okay, yeah, but so it looks like that only if you, like I said, it only impact purchase in the iOS app. So if you don't purchase it through the iOS app.
So I guess the question is, so I have my thoughts as a creator. Dave, you support several fine podcasts on Patreon, including this one and the Wrestling Mayhem show. How do you feel as a user for this? Obviously, it's not going to affect you because it's November.
Right.
And do you even go through the app on this thing?
No, I don't. No, I go through because I started through the Patreon website.
News to me, right?
Yeah, and I didn't, like you said, I didn't even know I could do it through the app. And my thing is, the easy thing that Patreon could do is say, okay, we're not accepting any payments through the app.
Yes.
Similar to
but
like you said, for if you want to buy a book through Amazon,
yes.
You can't go to the Amazon Books app,
but you also can't tell them to go to the thing. And as something that
is, like I said, I think that is a problem. That is definitely a problem.
As something that is supposed to make things easier for creators, they want to be there on that system.
Yeah.
That issue of the 30% will pair in comparison with how many people will hit subscribe, which means more money for them, which means more money for us as the creator, right? Hell, I'm going to say, because I didn't know this was a thing, just hit the thing on your app, and use the app as I've been using the app as a player, for the things I follow, right? Because it was like, it's actually a really good player until everything moved to YouTube Music, and now I'm using that, and I know people get paid because I have YouTube Premium, right? So I was like, why am I not getting ads over here? And I'm like, oh, I pay for premium. They're not putting ads in there because it's already ad supported on YouTube. I'm like double supporting some of these shows by listening to them over there and paying for their Patreon. So, which I'm not worried about that. I want to support them any way I can. Right. And if it's something I'm already paying into, okay. They got half a penny from me for watching their show this week. Okay, on top of the $1 or $2 a month I give them. So, okay, sure. Anyways.
Now it looks like I don't know how many people still do this, but there was the option for per creation billing, which is going away.
Yeah, because I don't know too many things have been successful for that. Walt Ribeiro, that used to be on the show, that was doing music and covers and orchestra stuff. I know he was doing it that way. I don't remember paying him. Maybe I have, but I don't know what's come of that. So yeah. So
yeah. And I know, like, what was it? There were a couple of podcasts I listened to, and I didn't subscribe to their Patreon, but they were like, oh, this show we're not going to charge you through Patreon for this week's show because of whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're a Patreon, don't worry, we're not going to
And
charge you for this. But I think that got so much of a hassle on both ends. I think most people are just saying, I'm just going to give you $5 a month.
that's kind of my thing too. I didn't want to surprise anybody by,
Yeah.
hey, there's a fifth one, or we did a bonus episode, and now you're going to pay me more this month. Like, I want to make it clean. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
you get 4 or 5 episodes plus all the extra stuff, that we do, and then that's
I think
it.
the only one that would really impact that is if you come out less and less. Like there is one Patreon that I support, and it's a book one, and basically it's I do like you can do so much per chapter they come out with. And if they don't come out with a chapter, you don't pay for it. I've seen those, so that'll be impacted. Where if it's like, because writing takes some time, and it's like, oh
Sure,
yeah, real life happened and this other thing happened, and I've seen other people, let's say on TikTok, who do very similar things. You only pay if someone produces. Well, if that month they don't produce anything, you're still billed. So I don't know how that is going to be handled.
Yeah.
Patreon said in their thing they're going to handle everyone one by one. They're going to offer one-to-one support to help you migrate.
And again, I want to make another point to Patreon and how it's supposed to be a thing that kind of protects the creator. We had somebody message us. I can't remember if it was this show or Mayhem show, but they said, hey, I wanted to support your Patreon, but they're not accepting Bitcoin. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm only accepting what they accept. So, because again, that is an open door to a scam, right?
Yeah.
I'm not dealing, even if it wasn't, I'm not. That is a whole thing you need to get into and understand that I just don't have any practice with. I literally I have like a fifth or less than a % of a Dogecoin in a Robinhood app when I was playing with that, and I'm just walked away from it. So I don't actually. I think I own a share in one. I don't know how that works. But anyways, like that kind of thing. Like, do not accept something like that. You just have no idea, or you're just gonna leave them open to, God knows what, right? So the next thing you know, you're going to trying to help go buy a bunch of Target gift cards to which is a scam that has happened, and I know people it does happen to. So, no, it's a protection. It's a protection. Nothing that changes hands. It's not through X system, whether it be PayPal, whether it be through Patreon, takes care of it, right? And if they don't accept it yet, you'd back away and be like, "This is what I accept," and it's like saying I want to pay you in Monopoly money, but PayPal doesn't accept it. It's like, well, then I think that's up to PayPal then.
Yeah.
Petition then to accept your PayPal money.
Well, Ruth has the same thing with her.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck
with her jewelry. She goes.
God. We had when we were a small business. We have somebody that wanted to put in this big order. We're like, oh my God, we got this big order. Then we looked at it and we're like, I don't think this is a real order. know, and it's like a scam thing, that goes around. And I think we reported to the FBI or something, right? Back when we had like the baked goods cafe kind of situation, like over a decade ago. So it's a thing. Unfortunately, there's people are going to prey on these small businesses and that don't know any better and don't have the experience. And we almost got caught.
Exactly.
We almost got caught on that one. So. Anyways, let's have some fun with things. So, man, I want to get back to San Francisco. I think I don't know. I think I'm getting to Sacramento next month, honestly, the way things are looking. But I want to take a sojourn into San Francisco because it sounds like it's a futuristic hellscape from the more and more I hear about it, including the story that I saw pop up here, according to The Verge, where a nightly Waymo Robo-Taxi parking lot honk fest is waking up San Francisco neighbors. There is a video attached to this. So I guess this is a parking lot. I love they're saying, like, apparently last night this parking lot became a Waymo lot, and the entire night I'm hearing boop 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 of Waymos backing up and pulling in and out. And if you listen to the video, you can. I don't have it kind of hooked up here. Maybe we can hear this a little bit. No, it's not coming through. But it's it's kind of hilarious. I guess they just all went home in this lot that was designated to be a Waymo lot now, and they just there's just all this beeping as they're all like trying to navigate around each other. And beeping at each other, apparently, trying to find their spots in this parking lot. So it's fascinating, and it's just the robots kind of playing with each other. I feel like this is the car version of, what was it? Didn't there the Amazon Echo talking to a Google Chrome or a Google
Okay, yeah.
What's the Google one called that I talk to every day?
Gemini?
No, the voice thing.
Oh,
Can I remember that? The Google Home Hub, Cast Hub, Nest Hub thing.
Yeah.
Hey Google, what are you called? Google Assistant. I don't know. Yeah, it's like Google Assistant talking to A-Train, talking to Siri, like that whole like that thing. I feel like this is the car version of that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It was the lots being a live stream to relaxing lo-fi study beats. Apparently, this feed I need to find. Anyways,
it's just called Google Assistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what was it? I don't know.
They don't have a name for it.
What's the puck called? You know?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm done talking with you, Google thing. Shut up, Google Assistant. It's fine. I'm doing a podcast right now. Anyways.
Well, one thing
she's playing music now. Hey Google, pause.
You're gonna take it down.
Yeah, you're gonna take us down from yourself. Anyways.
No, real quick though. The one thing in the article, this is a very San Francisco thing, is that she set up a live stream like I said, she set up a live stream. She's running it off of a mini PC she had laying around with a webcam surrounded by a cereal box to reduce glare. That is the most San Francisco thing.
Of course, it's like 4 o'clock there or something, so you're not going to see anything. But this is the live stream that's going on.
But you know that is the most Silicon Valley San Francisco. Oh, I have an extra PC. We're all not Chilla or you have extra PCs laying around. But
I did a lot more people have an extra PC lying around these days than not. You know, I think that's a regular thing now. It's not weird. All right, before we run out of time, I want to get to my awesome thing awesome tip of the week for you. I had a mental app subscription cleanse of a sort. Right? There was a couple things where I moved around some cards and things like that. And there's 2 things that I'm doing. I'm taking, we are all in this subscription fatigue, right? And it's notification fatigue. And I try to solve both these problems. At least I took a shot at it this week, right? Because I'm really big, I think mindfulness is very important. I think, not letting your phone take over your life is very important for a lot of people, to be able to get into. So there's 2 things I did. First of all, as I mentioned, I moved everything. I had a card that was attached to another account, and as things would go through, it would pass through to my bank account, right? I eliminated that. Okay, so anything from your Peacock to your Dropbox to your other services that I don't even know that we're subscribed to. One, it lets me know what are we subscribed to that I'm not knowing. And then you go through this process of things start notifying you, hey, this didn't resubscribe. So there's that. That's point 1. Is are you putting everything into something that you have a finite money cash in there? So if it's not replenished and stuff is going to let you know it's not renewing. Stuff doesn't always let you know it renews. But when you're using something, because the idea is when you're using something, it was like, oh, hey, this is important. This is my Google Drive. I actually use that, right? Do I really need this service? Because my Wise cameras are coming up. Not all of them, but a chunk of them are coming up for a yearly subscription. And I was like, you know what? It's okay if I don't do that right away, right? So that's case 1 is doing that. And like, okay, do I really need Peacock? Okay, do I really need to do this? So you can kind of like you start over a month hacking away at your things. Okay, I want to put them on the new card over here where I want things to go. Right, and maybe it's a different credit card, maybe something else. And again, something always, and I guess that's my kind of tip. Always put subscriptions on a finite resource of cash. So
Mhm.
if there is a prepaid card, perhaps this is my budget for all my subscriptions. This is a credit card. I got some like low end $300 credit cards, for instance. This is this put aside for handling all this stuff, right? And then when that gets out and things start bouncing off, and you're just like, do I really want this? Nah. You can make a decision. I've canceled a couple of things. There's a subscription I've been paying for over about a year and a half, and I think I've barely watched anything on this wrestling subscription in Japan. And then I should watch something. And I'll watch one thing and then forget about it for 3 months again. Just went ahead and did it. I'm like, I'm just going to cut this off. If I'm not religiously watching something on this week to week, month to month, then we're out. So going through that. But then it's also like, okay, this. The other thing I do, tip 2, when you are, we talk about Apple subscriptions. I signed up for a couple things, and especially if there's a yearly subscriptions, it's a higher dollar amount. Am I really using this in a year? I cancel it. I subscribe for it for a little bit, and I cancel it.
Yeah.
And then when it comes up, you'll get reminders. Maybe you get a discount. Like All Trails just canceled like today. And I haven't gone on a proper new trail. I'm not traveling over the summer as much as I had been in the past. That I'm looking for stuff while I'm traveling, or have time to find stuff while I'm traveling. If I am out and about, and I was like, okay, well that's fine. Like, and I'm fine with, same with Flighty. If Flighty subscribes and I have 2 months until my next expected flight, I'll sign up when I go out on the next flight.
Right.
That's it. And then it's so easy. I didn't know my Ring of Honor subscription expired. And I went to go watch it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I watch Ring of Honor all the time. I love this show. I want it, and I got it, and I double checked it and and it's really nice. Apple stuff. I throw in the Apple Wallet, Apple Cash, and then that's already put aside for that. Makes it easy. Makes it real easy.
And Apple makes it very easy to cancel if you do it through the app.
Yeah,
it's easy. You don't have to
absolutely
email, call. You just kill it.
And then in TV apps, again, I'm eliminating things. I just signed up for the $3 a month for Amazon. I watch Batman. I am going through the latest season of The Boys. I have maybe 1 or 2 other shows I want to watch, and I'm dedicated to watching those. And then I'm going to turn off that $3 a month because I don't know when I'm going to get to Amazon next, to be quite honest. And the next time I pop it up and I get a freaking Samsung flip phone ad, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, $3. Okay, remind myself and then set a reminder to cancel it in 3 weeks. Right? That's how you manage it. That's how you manage it, and you make sure you're not paying more than you're not. Now I have a lot of things that are like my HBO Max is through my phone bill, and my Amazon Prime, the rest of it's on Amazon, and apparently I'm never going to pay for Disney again because I paid for the 3 years, and now I get it through Verizon for my FiOS. So through my internet. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Those will always be there whether I'm watching them or not. I'm cool with that, and I pay a year in advance for Paramount because they have Ninja Turtles and Star Trek. So I'm in. You got me. I'm just like you got Star Wars and Marvel over here, so you got me. I will never not pay for Paramount and Disney unless Paramount gets weird here soon. When WWE leaves Peacock, there's a decision that's going to be made. So, and that might be happening.
I think it will be a pretty easy decision.
I think it's going to be happening sooner than later, depending on how VPNs work here in January. So yeah, no, I think I think everybody's okay. The third-ish part of this, notifications on your phone. We talked about the bullying app of Duolingo, and I love Duolingo. I think it's a great app. I just some apps don't fit into my life. MyFitnessPal was something that always bugged me to log food. I was like, I'm not into logging food right now. I'm just going to generally eat better. I know what I should be eating, and I'm going to try to make those decisions better. Plus Missy's doing all that stuff, so I'm just going to follow her lead. It's making things a lot easier. So, because she's got that OCD mind, so she can be like, like, we're having rice and salmon. I'm like, let's go, because you make great salmon. So it tastes like crap when I do it. So like I got rid of those until I just put this one on that you just got me into. Got rid of that. I went through and there was all these health apps that I've tried for like things that are brought up on the show. I tried a mood app and it just did not. I like loaded it once and just could not get in a groove with it.
Yeah.
I don't need stuff badgering me to remind me of what I'm failing in life at. On my goals, and it's like, well, if I'm not doing it, then it's not the time for me to do it. I have so many other things to concentrate. I need to get right in my life, put it that way, and let's concentrate on that and not dwell on the things, not get a ping every day about how I'm a loser that has not tracked my food. Or I'm a loser that has not checked in with my mental health or something like that. I was like, man, if I need a mindfulness app, I'll actually respond to the mindfulness ping that I get from my Apple Watch every day. And so, and that's the thing. Actually, Chris, our friend Chris, responded to my thing about like, I put a post up of like, hey, I'm deleting all the apps. So I'm not, of health, fitness, things like that I'm not paying attention to.
Sorry.
And then I made a qualification of like, I am still using health and fitness apps and achieving goals, but I'm getting rid of the ones that don't work for me, Right. So it's like I did not give up on bettering myself. I gave up on the things that were not helping me better myself and did not. And these could be great apps for other people, but they do not fit me and my personality in my life right now. And she's like, I'm curious what was left in here. I will tell you, I have Wellatory has been a very big help for me. And I may actually resubscribe to it. That's the one that was kind of taking AI and taking my heartbeat and saying, hey, you're stressed, hey, your energy, and it's been dead set. It's been great. It's great when I'm like running around for 4 days in the desert and I look at it and I was like, okay, yo, I'm about to get sick if I don't take care of myself. Like it tells you that. And I can, based on what it's telling me and how I feel, because I know like this is how I feel before I get sick. And it's like, yeah, this is you about to get sick. Go take care of yourself. And it was like, okay, I'm not going to work my ass off tonight. I'm going to do a rest night so we can come back tomorrow full tilt, that kind of thing. So it is that app has helped my mindfulness app. I'm still not giving them a lifetime subscription because I don't know that they're going to be around in 3 years. But
yeah.
But that has been a big one. The Wise app, of course, other than the cameras, it's got my scale on it. The health app, using the Apple Fitness stuff a good bit. That has been well integrated in my life. Man, I think that's about it. That's really kind of set. You know what I did? A big mindful thing for me? I put my game emulator on the front page because I keep forgetting it's on my phone.
Okay.
And I actually may update that so that any games that I'm regularly playing, I put up front to remind me to take some time to myself. Because there's a lot of stuff buried in my phone. There's a lot of stuff buried in my phone, man. And I need to make sure, like, I went through some of these folders and I'm like, what the hell even is some of this stuff? If it's like, so the games I kind of leave on there, I was like, I'm going to play this again, hit the thing and it downloads kind of thing. Like, that's fine with me. But like, there's some in here that are just like, I don't know what I thought I was going to do. Oh, there's one app I was looking for. I was getting rid of the CBS News app because it's built into Paramount now. So so it's like
which makes sense.
It's one less app that I get to use. Yeah. Case in point, Drive Weather. Drive Weather I paid for a year and it didn't even get through a year before it stopped working. So it's like come on, guys. And not that I'm really doing a lot of kind of winter traveling right now, anyways. So so that's the idea there. So again, for your pocketbook, for your mindfulness, just take that stock, try to compartmentalize things a little bit. That's what works for me, or hopefully will work for me here in the next few weeks, months, and maybe I'll report back later. So it just, you gotta, especially like, you gotta tamp down on those notifications. If you're getting a notification every day from something that reminds you something you're not doing, or something that you're going to just shake off and it's just absolutely nothing that you're going to get into, get rid of the app or quiet those notifications. That is brain space that is being taken up, that is attention that is being taken up, that is taking your brain, and use your disturb. This has been your mindful corner of the AwesomeCast. So that was like 3 tips, I think, but that was, I don't know. I've been having a real big
and really useful tips.
Yes. And I'm having a real big, just attack of mindfulness right now. Cause just, there's some stuff I got to work on right now. Before things get pretty crazy here the next month. So, because I don't need to be dealing with this stuff when I'm on the road with clients. So, anyways, everybody needs to take care of themselves every once in a while. So, Dave, I think we're about the end of our time, and we're going to be unmindful and talk about things that piss us off here on Patreon. Probably. There was apparently Spaces is still a thing, and I have thoughts. Not about the content, but that's not for this show. But about some other stuff around it, technology-wise, and everything like that. So, and then the cats are still here, and the cats will probably join us on Patreon, and you can join us on patreon.com/awesomecast. Apparently, through your app, you can subscribe to us. So that's new news. Hey, we are looking for people to help with producers, clippers, things like that for the AwesomeCast. If you're interested, please hit us up on that contact page or DM on any of our social medias for AwesomeCast, or you can hit me up, Mike@sidekickmediaservices.com or AwesomeCast@sorgatronmedia.com. And if you're interested to help out with the show, again, we've had people that worked on these shows that have definitely forwarded their career, learned skills, and as we are on the forefront of figuring out how to use AI and things to help with things around this show, and live producers that can help us here to help us let people know that we're doing a show here, so they can help tune in with us live and everything like that. We appreciate any help. If anybody's interested in that, learning some new skills, learning how to be a community manager, learning how to work around social media, AI, video, audio, things like that, please hit us up on that. Dave Ponders of the iPhoneography podcast. What's going on with you lately over there?
Last night we talked about tips for taking photos of your pet, talking about cats. So we went over some tips on getting that best photo, because pets are, as you hear the old thing saying, it'll be posted tomorrow. Never work with kids or pets because they're impossible to work with. Same thing with taking photos. So tips on how to get that photo of the pet, of your pet, either cat, dog, iguana, whatever you have, just so you can share it with friends and family.
I was watching a piece about Labyrinth, and there was a thing about working with kids and pets, and they had kids, pets, and puppets on that. And David Bowie. So, so a lot going on there. Thank you, Dave.
He was kind of a combination of multiple things going on.
It was kind of the rest of it. Everything else that didn't have a place is David Bowie. Fantastic. Love Labyrinth. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. You have been our wow. I've been thinking about the Awful Show lately. I missed that. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.